Let's hope that lifts the sights for one or two of our other top British level fighters. Men like Jamie Moore, he's been in action here tonight as well. He's the reigning British light middleweight champion, as you may remember. He consolidated regaining that title last year, and he too now is looking to make this a big, big year for him. But he started with a warm-up here against Volodymyr Borovskyy, the Ukrainian, with a couple of defeats in this country already.
Seconds out.
First appearance of 2006 for one of our most exciting domestic champions, Salford's British 11-stone holder, the sharp southpaw Jamie Moore, hoping to ease back into the swing of things with the experienced and at times capable Ukrainian Volodymyr Borovskyy. And the thing about Moore, Jim, is that he's always good to watch.
Yeah, and what I like about him, a couple of times in his career, the wheels have come off, and you wondered how would he cope with that, but he seems to have the ability to put things behind him, just get right back down to business, forget all about them, and get his career back on track. He's done it a couple of times, and he's really firing now, really doing well, ready, I would imagine, to move on to European level. He has his Lonsdale belt, is still British champion, but I imagine he'll be looking onwards and upwards.
Borovskyy game, but already heavy-looking body shots from Jamie Moore, who's coming off an excellent demolition of David Walker at the end of last year, and a back from the brink, fantastic win over Michael Jones in what was the domestic fight of 2005. As you said, Jim, he'll be hoping for bigger and better things this year.
Yeah, and he's developed a nice tight style, good tight defence as he marches forward. Just stands in range, blocking shots as opposed to slipping them. Works well to the body, makes good use of the southpaw stance, very strong and good to watch.
Borovskyy just letting out a distress signal, trying to come back with shots of his own, trying very hard, but Moore can punch. 16 stoppages in his 22 wins. He hits hard.
Yeah, and he's digging these punches in. You can see there's Borovskyy trying to step back, take a deep breath. He's always the first one to want to break off the exchanges. I mean, this is Borovskyy's normal style. You'd be looking for maybe a bit more movement, but I don't think that's in his style. So I just wonder how long he can stay with Jamie Moore.
Yeah, he can be stopped as well. Tack eluded him in 3 rounds. And Jamie Moore just hunting down Borovskyy, stalking him, applying steady pressure. And there's a cut as well to the Ukrainian. Just a nick by the right eye. It's been a hard first round for him.
So I think most noticeable is that Moore's happy with what's happening. Borovskyy's not quite so happy. A little nick over his eye at the moment.
The silver trunks of the 27-year-old Jamie Moore, with Mikey on his waistband. That's his 6-month-old son. Family man, very amiable outside the ring, but inside he is extremely aggressive and becoming more polished. Volodymyr Borovskyy trying to come out gun-slinging a bit in the second. But the accuracy there of Jamie Moore, planting his feet, delivering these shots well. You can just hear the thud, can't you, Jim?
Yeah, he's thumping them home. It may have been an idea for Moore just to back off when Borovskyy was opening up, because he was offering a bit more target. But he's going to go back into his shell again, I would think. Had a nice little burst, didn't make any impression. A good jab from Moore.
It stung Borovskyy off balance there. Again looks for the body. They've worked on defence in Oliver Harrison's gym, because there is an air of vulnerability which adds to Jamie Moore's appeal. Can be flawed and hurt, but very brave.
Well, full credit to Borovskyy. He's not looking to hide, he's not looking to spoil or hold. He's giving it a go, but coming off second best.
Yeah, he did take Kevin Anderson, our new Commonwealth welterweight champion, the full 10 rounds. So stubborn, game, and not always easy to look good against. Moore flicking out the jab, blood to the nose of Borovskyy.
Just Moore finding it difficult to catch the target cleanly now. Yep, good uppercut back from Borovskyy.
Yeah, best shot of the fight from the Ukrainian. On his side as he just tries to turn southpaw himself. Attempting to confuse Moore. But there's a solid look about Moore these days.
Yeah, I mean, he's 27 now, fully matured. Good solid style, well set, and he's not having to go looking for Borovskyy so he can sit down on his punches. Just finding it difficult to catch the target cleanly.
Here's the third round. Salford's Jamie Moore, who holds the Lonsdale belt outright. Be aiming for a European shot, I should think. Something like that in the next few months. Vacant title at the moment. Good start against Volodymyr Borovskyy, but he hasn't taken the spirit out of the Ukrainian, who keeps coming for more.
Yeah, well, it seems the first half minute or so, first minute maybe, he gives it a go, just trying to make an impression, but he didn't sustain it in the second round, so see if he can do it here.
This was the round that Jamie Moore lost his Commonwealth belt in extraordinary circumstances, really, because of a hip problem to Ozzy Duran. He was fighting almost one-handed at times as well. Terrible night for him. Also disqualified against Michael Jones. He's had his ups and downs, and this is vital that he gets through this one and keeps on the winning track.
Well, Borovskyy a bit more of a pest in this round instead of this just breaking off and that big gasp for breath.
Yeah, rib crunches from Jamie Moore. You just sensed there that Borovskyy was hurt, and a left hook to the head for good measure.
See, I think if Moore just stood off a bit more, just encouraged Borovskyy to throw some longer range punches, but marching straight up to him and trading the short punches, Borovsky's covering most of it. Good tight defence, just maybe stand off a little bit, see if you can draw some long-range punches. That are a gasp for breath again from Borovskyy.
He's won 17 of his 29, Volodymyr Borovskyy. Those mostly back on the European circuit, and Jamie Moore again hunting him down. The volley of punches, and he's got to go down now. Borovskyy here in the third.
7, 8,
Just over 30 seconds left to make it through. How much has that taken out of him?
Well, I think making the first dent in Borovskyy is a difficult part. There's a chance that he may crumble a little bit there. But that was just when he stood off and gave himself a little bit of room to see what he was doing and finding the target cleanly. He got the result there. So he just doesn't want to be so close. Just back off from there, give himself some room to work. Just about what he's doing now. Just stand off, see where the punches are going. See what a difference when he just stands off.
Down for the second time. Lee Cook waves it over in 3 rounds. And Jamie Moore gets his new year off to a flying start. New promotional outfit, new year, but knockout number 17. So a similar sort of result. And Jim, is it now time to pitch him in at a higher level?
Yeah, well, I think it's been well timed, and now that Sergei Zinziruk has won the world title, giving up the European, then you must say Moore could get himself into the mix quite soon. But yeah, he's certainly good enough to be chasing honours at European level. See, for some of the time he was too close to Borovskyy, so Borovskyy was able to smother the punches, but when he stood back a little bit, looked at the target, but this time I think he'd started to break Borovsky's heart. Borovskyy had a couple of little drives at the start of the round, couldn't sustain it, and he knew what was coming his way. You can't blame him, just giving his best, wasn't good enough. And then, by this stage, he really just wanted out of there. But a good performance from Moore, good tight defensively, good, strong, solid, well-delivered punches. So a nice night's work all round, just picked him to pieces. And then at this range here, he could really do some damage. This is where the damage was done, as he just stood back, gave himself some room to work. Excellent performance all the way through.
A sharpener for Jamie Moore, and hopefully a launch pad to successful things in 2006.
I always find these type of fights more difficult than the big ones, because you've got to get up for them, but, you know, hopefully now I can take the next step up nice and sharp next time and, you know, move on from here.
What is the next step for you?
I'm hoping for a big fight next, you know. This was a last-minute thing because I've signed with Frank Maloney now, you know, and hopefully we're going to do big things, so he agreed to put me on at the last minute, but, you know, I come in, got a few rounds under my belt, not boxed for 4 months, and hopefully, you know, we can get a big fight next time.
What will that big fight be, Frank Maloney?
Well, we're looking for a date in April, so, you know, hopefully we're number 2 in Europe. We're trying to work something in Europe, or maybe a big-name American fighter. I mean, at the moment, I don't think there's anyone in Britain that can challenge him. We're looking through the list to see if we can do a British title defence. But he will definitely be out in April in a major fight in Manchester.
There has also been talk about the quality Argentinian Sergio Martinez. Is that a fight that would interest you?
Well, he's on the list. I mean, I'll sit down with Jamie and Stephen. We'll talk about it. Obviously, they had the final say, and they have, but he is on the short list that we're looking at the moment.
Jamie, is this your year to really make your mark?
You know, Sergio Martinez is someone we'd be looking at, and you know, hopefully a fight like, you know, in that sort of mould can be up for us next time.
Did you see him nudging the promoter out of shot there? Was that a fair enough start to the year?
Fair enough start, and actually to say he took the fight at short notice, as he said, he looks in good condition. So he obviously is gym fit, and he's inside the gym working all the time, and he wants that hunger, he wants that drive, and that's what most fighters want. It's hard to perform at a good level when you find out fighters that you think are beneath you. Nice
to see him in action here, of course. But do you think the most important thing Jamie Moore will take away from tonight is watching Graham Earl in the ring, stepping up? That for Jamie Moore and all young fighters around, that is a great example for heart and determination and stepping up that next level for confidence. You know, you've been there as well, John. Any man, any one of our fighters trying to make the breakthrough, you're not going to do it by picking away carefully. You have got to meet the other rated fellas, haven't you? That's right. And if you really want to push the ball, do it in their own backyard, and that makes a man of you. And that makes you really home in on your skills, what you are good at. Next up,